Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have kids, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you doing? I am doing very well today. I have been up. I have been working on our tavern actually this morning. I even went for a walk, a 1.5 mile walk today. Already got my shower. I am doing very well. Been very productive and very creative over the past maybe 72 hours. I was talking to Brianna about that yesterday. She and I spoke yesterday afternoon, and she showed off. She's got another draft of a script. It's one of the first draft printed off of another one of her movies. So movie scripts. So she's out way ahead of that. But I feel like, I'm working again. I'm working again. So I hope everybody else is doing well this morning. I don't know why I didn't think about doing iced coffee before now, but I've got cultist coffee this morning, and it's iced because I don't typically drink hot coffee when it's so hot here during the summer. But now this put some ice in it, blend it up. Quite good. Let's go ahead and do our breathe and sip this morning for all of our mental health, mental fish health. Yeah, mental fish health. There we go. Mental fish health health this morning. So we can let's do that. So let's see who all is here. We got James. Good morning. I saw James put in some news for us. We got a Kickstarter to look at. Lynn Spitz. Good morning, Lynn. Sable Phoenix. So here we go. Let's breathe. 2 deep breaths. Complete exhales, and then take a sip of your favorite beverage this morning. Here we go. And sip. Very good. All right. Let's see. Today, we're going to be taking a look at, overall, the topic for today is going to be this playingcards.io. Has anybody seen this? We've been over the past few days, I've been taking a look at a bunch of different virtual tabletops, and I still want to go back and take a look at Foundry. So that's still going, the GM side of Foundry. Probably what I need to do is just go ahead and buy that one too. Probably I just need to go ahead and buy that one, because being that it's so popular, if we're thinking about creating something like that, then probably Foundry is going to be one of them. I'm most excited about Alchemy, I think, but there was a lot of cool stuff to Foundry. I mean, there was a lot of cool stuff to one more multiverse as well. It's just the issue is, like, how much does it take? Like, I want to know what the least I can do in order to get the game operational is, not the most. And actually, the playingcards.io, I just found, I don't know why I hadn't heard about that one. It is a very lightweight tabletop, but it has a lot of cool functionality. So we're going to check that out. But first, let's take a look at this. James put this in the news for the grind section. And in fact, let me go ahead and put out the news for the grind section of the Discord server. I'll put a link to the Ravenkeep Discord server in here. So this is the 20th anniversary of Savage Worlds. Let me see if I can. Here we go. So what is going on here? We looked at Savage Worlds and liked it. I know Sable Phoenix is a big fan of Savage Worlds. So we've got updated 5th printing of the best-selling Savage Worlds game system. I'll put a link to this Kickstarter in the chat as well. Let me do that. Savage Worlds Kickstarter. So this is the 20th anniversary pack. So if you're thinking about getting into it, then maybe this would be a good time to do it. 1,630 backers right now. What is in this? Savage Worlds in 2003. Original settings for Savage Worlds. 11 official translations. Thousands of licensed products. If you're new to Savage Worlds, check out our Getting Started page. It handles everything from superheroes to kaiju, to gothic horror, to countless other things. Licensed settings and companions for Savage Worlds. Oh, I didn't know there was an advanced player's guide for Pathfinder Savage Worlds. We looked at Pathfinder Savage Worlds as well here. Rifts, what is this? Those are licensed. I can't read them. So we're out. Thanks to you and your support, we're out of books again. We're introducing the 5th printing of Savage Worlds Adventure Edition with this campaign. As with any new printing of our core rules, we include the latest updates. The 5th printing has only a handful of changes, all available right here for free. So this is the pack. We're incredibly proud of our game setting and most of all our community. We travel all over the world and can honestly say we've made lifelong friends who enjoy fast, furious, and fun of our game. A player's book, a gorgeous soft color, softback version in 5 different colors, and contains all the information players need to dive in for fast, furious fun. So just the dedicated player's handbook. Accessory box. It looked like they were coming with, they call them the bennies, right? So the accessory box with all the extras you need as a game master, including an action deck, 3 punchboard sheets with tokens and templates, 4 PowerPoint counters, status cards, an exclusive new set of dice, 6 polyhedrals plus 4 wild dice, 25 bennies, and 4 conviction tokens. So player's book, cover variant A, print. Cover variant B. It's nice that Kickstarter now lets you have a image up here, especially if you're doing something like variant covers. They used to not. How much is the whole thing? Player's books and accessory box, $100. So, well, cool. If you are not into Savage Worlds yet, and you would like to be, that's going on now. Thank you very much, James, for letting us know. TSL Frontman says, Savage Worlds has got to be the most lauded game system I have still not yet played. Good morning, Zero the Blade. So that's fun. Well, that's lots of stuff going on in the comments. Okay. Let's take a look. Let me bring up. First, let's take a look at this playingcards.io. Good morning, Andrew. All right, here we go. So has anybody used this? We are over here on Chrome if it matters, but this is very lightweight. So I'm still on the quest to figure out what the easiest way to get, going on a virtual tabletop is. And of course, I believe at the end of yesterday, or somebody mentioned, and it's true, like theater of the mind. And so that may be why something like, I'm really interested in the scene design, like with Alchemy. How do you do the scene design? Because I'm also potentially fine with a hybrid kind of environment where you've got physical stuff in front of you and you're tracking your hit points or other stuff on your character sheet, or even potentially rolling dice. But that allows, in that hybrid kind of environment, you're taking a lot of the onus off of someone to program the entire character sheet and all of the rules into the game. And then your digital thing would just be the facilitation of gameplay over the internet. But on the other hand, what's the most you can do? Well, you can put the entire thing inside the browser or inside the virtual tabletop. Then it can automate a whole lot of stuff. But then again, as we've seen with something like the Foundry, you can end up with a lot of buttons and trying to make sure that you have the right switches and things like that on. It can take a lot. On the other hand, I found this. So this is playingcards.io. And it says, game night is on. Meet and play online from anywhere around the world. Playingcards.io provides online rooms to play games, learn, and hang out. Create your room. Create a private room for your group by selecting a game in the games page and clicking the start button. Then have others join the game by entering your room code on playingcards.io. Virtual tabletop. Drag objects in your room to play. All movements are synchronized live between all players. It's up to you to enforce the rules and taking turns just like at a real card table. Bring your own chat. You'll want to be able to you'll want to be talking with other players during the game. Use another site for good old telephone chat. So featured game. So this is I think originally created for, like, obviously playing cards. It's playingcards.io. So it's got a bunch of games loaded in. Let's say browse all games. Fridge word magnets, hearts. Oh, we used to play Oh Hell quite a bit. So a lot of these I don't know. But okay, so this has got a bunch of card games inside. But it also says ultra customizable. Tailor your game room to your liking or to create a game from scratch. So also, how do you get in and just create something? Is it fast? Playingcards.io games are fully customizable with custom card graphics, automations, dice, and more. So I was when I saw this, we got dice here. We can automate dice, custom card graphics. I was like, oh, well, let's see. What can we do here? So let's get a custom room. So let's say, I'll see if I start a sample game. So here's the code that you share with other people in order to log in. So this right here, I guess this is just going to be showing off a bunch of, some of the stuff here. So it comes with cards. Oh, hell, Tomocrat says, I love that game. It's been a long time since I played. PH Arbest. Good morning, PH. Yeah, Sable Phoenix says, so this looks like it's largely like it's for tabletop games, especially card games. Yes. I don't know this game. Could you do Phoenix Dawn Command in this? Oh my gosh, I'm going to be driving this weekend, and I'm sure we'll figure that out. Oh no, I'm to say you're going to be driving this week. You're going to be diving into this weekend for sure to figure that out. This possibility has me excited. So, I want easy too. I want easy. And so this might be it. So here, like I got this card here. So double click on it. Oh no, if I just click on it, it turns it over. Okay, easy enough. And then I can click and drag and just put the card someplace. Set cards on top of each other, or I can stack them. Once I've got them stacked, then I can drag the whole stack around. Click it to flip the whole stack over. So there are 48 cards here, and then just drag off the top if I want one. Flip that card over. Okay, sounds pretty good. Up here, so there are 48 cards here. Is that flipping the entire thing over? Probably is flipping the entire thing. No, that's flipping just the top card over. Actually, it's just flipping the top card over. So is that... I can stack them up, and I can have them some up and some down. Okay. So that does just flip one. But here, okay, flip stack. So if I just click one, it just takes the top one and flips it over. If I say flip stack, then that flips the entire stack over. Okay. And I've got the options. Like, let's go over here to this one. There are 48 cards in here. It says I can flip the stack or I can shuffle the stack. Let's shuffle the stack. Now it's shuffled again. I saw the confirmation pop up. We could cut the deck now into 24 and 24. Now I have 2 stacks of 24. And stack them back on top of each other. Sable Phoenix says, if you could customize this with custom cards and do something like Magic the Gathering, then you could totally do Phoenix Dawn Command. See, we got spinners. So if we need a number generation, we got a spinner. And we've got counters as well. So if you're trying to keep track of, I don't know, hit points, maybe, or, some kind of group resources or whatever, or I guess it could also be points for players when they're here, on a basic card game. But like I said, I'm generally in favor of smaller numbers of resources anyway. So it could be the case that, hey, okay, use a rat. You pick up 3 rations. You ate a ration. You did something like that. But cards, click cards to flip, drag cards to move. Cards placed here are only visible to you. So I like the hand. I was talking about being able to hand things to people across the virtual tabletop, and that makes a lot of sense. But is that implemented? Like, I think that makes a lot of sense because I want to be able to, I like to be able to hand players cards. Here, this is important. The player needs to be able to take it. So we have this hand right here. So let's see. Deal 1. Oh, I don't think I've sat down. Or no, maybe I have. So I'm player 4. So let's see. If I take this card and I put it here, now it's in my hand. So it says that click cards to flip, drag cards to move. Cards placed here are only visible to you. So if you need this card, you can flip it over on the table. But if you just want to look at it, put it down here in your hand, And now you've got it in your hand, so you know that you've got the 6 of hearts. And you can also flip it over here, so you know what you got. And I like that. So if I flip it up, no, it still flips down when I put it down on the table. I wonder if it's up. Does it remember? Nope. Okay, it's always hiding it, seems like, when I put it out on the table. So you have to deliberately flip it over. What is this right here? I think this is something to help you, those, oh yeah, to stack up. They might be called like containers or something, so that you throw them on. Okay, they were. What if I want to put this queen there? Okay, to help you organize it so you can like auto stack or something like that on this container. I think that's what that's for. There must be a player down here as well. A player here. If I hand this card, I'm still trying to figure out how to deal to a specific player. PH says, I saw the grind yesterday, and one thing I like to roll a D12 every round in dungeons. When I get a 1, I move down. D12 to D10 to D8 till D4. When I get a 1 on a D4, something happens in addition to whatever. Oh, that's an interesting system. That's like the countdown. Instead of counting up. Yeah, of course, the tension dice was counting up, but PH has a countdown going. Yeah, for tension. That's interesting. Okay, so then what are our more options over here? Share room, so we could get somebody else in here if you've got a game going on. I can edit the table. Share room code right here. Done. What is this right here? Full screen. Okay, exit full screen. Edit table. Okay, so let's look at what type of edits we've got and what we can do with this. So it says, so here's our setup. We've got, that must be like a stack. Oh, I wonder if that's how you're, hang on, if that's how you're supposed to be dealing to people. That way they have a stack in front of them. I bet that is, so you can't put something in somebody's hand, but you can put it in front of them, which makes sense. Hang on. So if this is face down, if I've got a deck here, there, that way, because I was like, has somebody else got to, have you got to pick up your own cards? But if you're the dealer, then you go around and put the cards in everybody's hand. Well, not in their hand, but in front of them, on the container in front of them. And then I can pick up my card and put it in my hand. Got it. So I guess if I were playing this, I could put it back. I could put it back over there and say that I was playing it or something like that. So that's 2 ways to put something right in front of a player. Okay. That makes sense. Let's go back to edit table. So it looks like so we've got each player there. Didn't it also say, so now I have 1 card in my hand. So I'm player number 4. I can stand up from the seat. I can change what color I'm represented by. I can change my name. If I stand up from the seat. Oh, if I stand up from the seat, okay, that's why that was that little symbol. So now I could pick which seat I wanted. So if I want to play over here in the player 6 position, now I say, now I'm sitting over here. I've got 1 card in my hand, and this seat is now occupied. That's what that means. Back to editing. Click to add widgets. So what kind of widgets have we got? So a holder for a deck or a custom holder. And I think that these things out in front of you are like these holders. And also this thing out here. So like a custom holder. If I pick hold, there we go. So edit holder. Allowed cards and pieces. What cards and pieces can be placed in this holder? Allow all or choose which objects are allowed in this holder. Okay, so if you want to constrain it, I guess to be like your tension dice pool, your tension pool or something like that. how to organize objects placed in this holder: a spread, a grid, freeform, or a pile. Players can edit, label the artifacts. Stack tab. Can we rotate this? Done. Oh yeah, how do I rotate a card? So if I'm here, it may not be a rotatable object, but there should be some way to rotate an object, because then you should be able to like do tapping and things like that. Let's see. So holders, new deck, custom holder, and a hand. Card decks, it comes preloaded with a standard 52 card deck. Piquet, Picket, but I guess that I've never heard of that. Picket pack or a Piquet pack. I don't even know how to pronounce some of these words. Extended card deck, Spanish deck, German deck, large size 52 card deck, Mahjong tiles, card suits, or custom card deck. So if I click custom card deck, edit collection, size and height, rotation, select angles objects can rotate to. Okay, so that's not just making it rotatable. So if I want to use octagonal or dodecagonal, I can. So if I want the cards to be able to rotate which direction, so if I got to tap something, I could just make it like 90 degrees. I want to try editing. Wait, so this right here, edit collection. Let's make it rotatable to 90 degrees. Maybe I made that rotatable. Huh. How do I want to rotate objects in playing cards.io. Oh, thank you. Yes, please do hit like the stream. Card rotation. We have to choose what angles to change the rotation of a card holder from the edit mode. Choose edit hold. Okay, choose. On the computer with the mouse, right click and hold an object and drag. Oh, right click and hold object and drag. Oh, okay. So it's this deck right here that we now have rotatable. So I am right clicking and then dragging to that. So that's why you specify what directions you want. So I can be kind of real free form with, okay, I need to drag this. I want to rotate it up so I can rotate the card. Nice. I also like how fast you can get started with this and kind of be intuitive about what's going on here, because that's not always the case, as we found with these virtual tabletops. But if it's just simulating the physics of the table, then people should kind of know how to manipulate things. There we go. Okay, so this button is associated with this collection right here. So if I click deal 1, then it'll deal me 1 card. If I click deal 3, it deals me 3 cards. So you just click on it. See, I suppose I was trying to figure out how you do that for another player. But if everybody has to get one, like if it's time to take a card or something, or if you play a card and then take a card, you can hit that button then and it'll refill your hand. So we were trying. Okay, we were creating a custom card deck. Were we not? Oh, right here. So this right here, it says 0, so we've got no cards in it. So we were editing the collection. Oh, we were looking at rotating. That's what we were doing. Spread hand overlap. Choose how much objects overlap in hand and holder, set to 0 for no overlapping. Note, objects won't update until moved. So horizontal and vertical overlap hand. When removing object from hand. Oh, so when removing object from hand, do nothing or flip down. So if that's important, you can specify that. Because I was actually worried about that. I was like, what if there are card games where we need to put a card down in order to indicate that you played it? And I want to deal with an initiative system like this as well. I've been thinking about an initiative system where everybody simultaneously thinks. Okay, everybody's got to think about what their next action is. But I like simultaneous play, so let's have everybody thinking about their action at the same time. And there should be a number of action cards you've got. Here are the actions you can take. Okay, so go ahead and declare your action. Take your card out of your hand and put it face down, so people don't know what action you're taking, especially if in melee or something like that. You can't shout it out, or maybe you only get. You can't have an extended discussion, but everybody puts that down. Then there's a deck of cards that the game master has that's got every creature in the encounter, and then that's just shuffled every round. And then the top card is drawn, and then if your card is drawn, you've got to immediately take your declared action. You flip your card over and take your action. That would be a completely random way to go. I want to play test that because it would be completely random. And we've talked about the D&D 5e initiative system and how it's basically random anyway, but it takes a lot of time to set up. But this doesn't take any time to set up. It should speed up combat because everybody's thinking at the same time. All you have to do is execute your card when it comes up. You got to stay on your toes because you don't know when your initiative is coming up, because nobody knows what card's going to flip next and who's going to have an opportunity to make their action. I want to think about that. But so what I was thinking, the reason I thought about that here was because you need to play your action card face down. If we're doing this virtually, then it might be easy to accidentally, click the wrong button or not click the button to turn it face down or something like that and expose a card. There's a lot of games where you could accidentally expose a card. So it's good here that you can force it always to be face down when it comes out of your hand. That way you're not going to allow people to mess up. Show "Are you sure" pop up when recalling cards from the table. Show "Are you sure" pop up when recalling all cards, including hand. So that's good, so you don't accidentally click something and do something and ruin the game. Enlarge object on mouse hover long press. Oh, I saw somebody talking about that and something else that was difficult to read. So if you've got a bunch of text on a card, like a Hero Quest card or something like that, then it would be nice to be able to enlarge it. So what does this say? Oh, okay. And read it. That would be nice. Flip objects right side up when viewing the table upside down via flip table option on player seats. Show upside down. So that somebody could peek, like if you're playing poker or something like that, and then somebody looks under the table. What are they supposed to see? Is it like a glass table or something? Automatically shuffle objects in this deck when the room is imported, shuffle or not. Then template. Okay, so here's how we'd be putting in cards. Border, light or heavy, rounded or not rounded. View face. Is it double-sided? The back. Okay, so I guess this template as in what's going on here. So for every card, we'd be using heavy. We're rounded. We have a front and a back. Add text to our cards. Move that. This is probably going to apply to all cards then. Or add an image. To the cards. But then over here under cards, so it's got the poker deck loaded. But here's the image. Image cards, Joker black, and it's an SVG. We might be able to use other things. Hopefully we can use like PNGs, although it gets larger, but this is using SVGs. We're going to find out. So black Joker, red Joker. Oh, no, upload images right here. It doesn't tell me which ones to use, but I can upload image right here. And I can name it here. And this is telling me how many are in the deck, right? One card, one unique. Because I said that this is creating a new deck. I want to put a new deck on the table. Add another card. Add one of all cards. And I also noticed this, which I really like. Import CVS file or export to CVS file. CSV file. Because trying to set up a deck like this could suck. Like trying, just in general. But if you do it via spreadsheet, then you can import a CSV file of your deck and put it in here. I've gotten very excited about this. This is lightweight, but to me, it's exciting. So similar to how layers set to different per card can be edited in the add remove pop-up, a CSV file can be imported to quickly fill a deck. The top row of the CSV file must be layer names that correspond to the layers in the change deck template pop-up. By default, the 52 deck field should be image. And there's some examples, but you can also download so you can see what's going on. Note the prompt and response tab at the bottom. You can export the CSV by going to file download, comma separated. You'll need to do this separately for each tab. So that makes it faster. Fast is good because there was a whole bunch of clicking going on with the other virtual tabletops to try to build something, it seemed like. If I could build out something and have like in CSV files and upload those, that could be cool. Sable Phoenix says, yes, this could totally do Phoenix Dawn Command. Oh boy, I've finally got some work ahead of me. Should I know what this is? Phoenix Dawn Command? Let me look that up. I do not know this game. From the designer of Eberron for Dungeons & Dragons comes the RPG Shadow Dawn Command, featured on Geek and Sundry Starter Kit series. Phoenix is a fantasy role-playing game perfect for... Oh, it's a role-playing game. Perfect for beginners and those who are looking for a rich storytelling and collaborative RPG experience. Each copy of Phoenix has all materials needed for 4 players and the DM. So this has... Okay, so this box says it has 298 tarot-sized cards for 4 players. The DM guide, including 8 mission adventure paths, free player book, and pre-generated characters available below. Okay, I bet it could then. Well, I want to know how that goes, Sable. So it's a deck building RPG. I've mentioned it a few times before, including one of the member streams. It's a deck building RPG. Okay. So we can build our own custom decks. Dominoes, we need dominoes, domino holder, double 15 set. Okay. But we got pieces too, which I also like. So if we need to mark something, or like we've got pegs that we can put out. So here we go. So now I've got, I mean, to me, that's like a game pawn there. That says peg, but to me, that's like kind of like a pawn. Create holder for this collection, duplicate collection, delete collection, edit collection. So do you want to be able to spin these pawns? Template. So there we go. That's what they look like right there. Viewing face. This is not, but you can put a back on them. They could be double-sided. And pieces. So let's just go ahead and add one of all. Well, let's add one of all. But likewise, I could put in import a PSG file of these pawns. I like that. So now, if we're not editing, now I've got a stack of colored pawns. Oh, I can stick it on cards to mark one or something like that. But it's also nice that, look at this. I can put the object in my hand as well. So regarding Phoenix Dawn Command, you play as superhuman immortals known as Phoenixes, and you level up by dying. Every time you do, you gain more cards to put in your deck. It's a really awesome game. Well, maybe we will have a way to play it online now. Okay, so I like that too. I like the pucks, checker pieces, marbles, custom pieces collection. So if I take custom pieces collection and say edit that, template, pieces, apparently I could do whatever I wanted with that. So I guess if you need, well, if in a Fate game, if you're trying to hand out Fate coins or bennies in Savage Worlds or something like that, so we can get some chips and we can start handing those out. Or you could do something custom and more special. An automation button. So an automation button right here. So this says, automation buttons can quickly make changes to the game. When a button is clicked, steps run in order one by one. Start button clicked. Pop up, none, or show. What does this automation do? I'll figure out how to use this, but move objects, recall objects, flip objects, shuffle objects, sort objects, change counter, roll dice, spin counters, start, pause, timer, change timer. We got timers in this too, and I like that. You know, if you wanted to say, hey, we're in keeping those fights fast, the way that I was talking about with potential way, like how much time does everybody have to declare their action? Well, you might even want to restrict that. Now, people could still be thinking about what their action is going to be, their next action is going to be, while other people are playing their turn. But if you're trying to get this moving fast, maybe you don't have forever to decide what card you're going to play. You may just play, I mean, you may have 30 seconds or 15 seconds to decide what your next action is going to be to keep this melee moving fast. So you can put a timer there and then everybody's going to put their card down. Change chooser, stand up players, finish turn, reverse turn direction. Wait, let's move one object to 0. This is, for instance, moving objects. Find cards and pieces. Choose the item like these dominoes. Oh no. I picked player card holders. Okay, or player seats like that. One holder, 2, another holder or a player seat. Number of objects to each. I like the automation. And then the button right here, the button label. So if you've got something that, okay, it's got to happen every turn. Like everybody, I guess that's everybody draw a new card. Hit the deal, and it goes to everybody's hand. Automation button, player seat, turn button, a timer. Okay, we can add dice. We like dice. Okay, so here is the dice. Align and distribute, duplicate 2 widgets. Whoop. That's a collection of dice. Let's put them up here and see what's going on here. So edit collection of dice. Lots of the same kinds of things. The template for the dice. And the faces. So if you want to change up the faces or have custom faces, we can do the same thing. And yep, we got CSV file for this as well. Oh, PH Arbex says, I bought it after you recommended it. It's really awesome. Sable says, I am totally going to use this to put together a custom table and run it online. This is really cool. It looks like you can customize every aspect. I thought this was really cool too. It's not, it's not trying to create an entire, basically online video game RPG like some of the other ones we're doing. It's just trying to simulate what's on the table, and it looks like it can do that fast. So I'm thinking this is something that could be really nice and usable. That's why I'm excited about it. Because, yeah, I know I can do, the custom sprites for custom animation for everything, like what was on one more multiverse and all of that. This is more in the line of, well, this isn't exactly what's the least I can do, but this is much more to that side of things. This looks like, because, you know, what's the absolute least you could do, but this is much more on the what's the practical, what could be done, how do we get this set up side of things that's not massively complicated like some of the ones that we were looking at. Okay, so so we were looking at dice. Okay, so we can put custom faces on our dice. So let's get out of edit mode and see about using this. So here is the die. So here's the one die. I click it. All right, and we roll it. And I do like that too. Now we said that sometimes we could be rolling just on our on the table physically here, but it sure was nice to be able to just click something and get a die roll that everybody can see, like when we were doing index card RPG online. So having a die, click and roll it and see, that helps. Let's go back to editing. It also keeps people from cheating. You know, make sure that people can't cheat if that's something that you're worried about. So edit the die. So I could add new face. Yeah, I can add new face. Right now it's just got 6. Edit collection. Okay, so dice, number dice. Okay, we got number dice too. So what's this? Over here. Align and distribute, duplicate 2 widgets, delete 2 widgets. Let's see. How do I know what kind of numbers I've got here? Oh, there we go. Edit die. For some reason, I didn't see the edit button pop up. So we got all of our editing stuff here. Template, faces. Oh, so that's a 20-sided die. So that's a very easy way to do a 20-sided die. Okay, I like that too. Rather than having to upload all the faces, that might be fun. You could do that later, but I do like the option that, well, no, wait a minute. I just need a 20-sided die. So what do I need? Just numbers on them. Right here. There needs to be some way to tell that this is a 20-sided. Maybe you color it or something like that. But okay, so that's fast and easy right there as well for number generators. And then that probably is of arbitrary size too, because I did notice that too, that like when I was looking at, we briefly looked at that Owlbear one. Was it like Owlbear Rodeo or something like that? And now I did love its physical dice. I loved its physical dice. But it didn't, you know, it only had your standard polyhedral set, which is basically what you need. I mean, I'm sure that's why it's there. It's like, oh, what do you need? Your basic polyhedral sets. What if you're playing something like Dungeon Crawl Classics and you need some non-standard polyhedral dice? Or what if you want to be doing something and just take advantage of the digital side of things and you're using some custom dice? So you can have a 2-sided, 3-sided, 4-sided, 5-sided, something they don't even make, but you want to be able to do it completely custom and use and take full advantage of just random number generations from the computer. You should be able to do that. And so this allows you to just put that into your system. So I really like that. So no need to conform to, well, the virtual tabletop just has the standard polyhedral dice sets. Now it looks like you can take advantage of everything to do with your computer here. Oh, so the spinner, we can put a spinner here. Spinner options, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1 to 10, 10, 0 to 9, 12, or 20. So that doesn't look like you have as much customization options on the spinner, but we got dice, so most of us are going to be happy. Custom chooser selection, bidding chooser collection, suit chooser collection, dice chooser collection, in and out chooser collection. I do want to know if you can roll multiple dice at the same time. Like if you're doing a dice pool game. And you got to roll 6 dice. Label, text, separators, game board, and background images. So yes, got it. You were ahead of me. So you can do exactly. We can do weird dice like D3 or D. Exactly. Seems to be the case. There was a header on the doc tab that said D20 faces. There was a header on the dice face tab that said D20, the 20 faces. Unless you mean something to indicate. Yeah, I was talking about at the table. Yeah, that's Dungeon Crawl Classics. I don't know if there's integration with external apps or not. Sometimes you just need a D14, D16, or D18. Yeah, they're underused, right? Or a D42 for life, the universe, and everything. So what are our other options? Change room. Okay, so that's all these pre-built rooms. Room options. And anonymize. That's the word. Anonymize cursors. Anonymizing will make all cursors look the same, hiding the identity of players. Oh, so that's interesting. So I suppose that in general, like, was that when I move my cursor over here, it tells me what player I am? Hey, let's look at that. Well, maybe this is just my cursor. But you'd be able to identify like my hand perhaps on the table. But if you don't want that, if you want people to be able to manipulate something without knowing who's manipulating it, you can make that happen. Okay, change room name. Now, import or export room. So if I had this set up or I got the Phoenix Command game or whatever game it is up here, I can copy the room. So I want to put up the starting state. Copy the room, but I could say export to file right here. So it just downloaded something. Let me go and grab it. So it gave me playing cards. I didn't name it anything, so I guess it's playing cards IO export.pcio file. Oh, I thought it was Pico, but it's not. It's PCIO. But we could call it Pico. That would be easier to pronounce rather than or PCIO. I don't know. But it downloaded a file that's a .pcio file. Can I just open that with text edit? What does that look like? It does not understand that. Hey, let me try just changing the... Yeah, okay. Well, it's a bunch of stuff. So I don't... I'm going to change that back. Well, it doesn't matter. It's nothing important. But PCIO file, and there we go. So then you can download, you get it set up, you can download it, and then I think that's how you set up your custom game. You get a blank room and then tell it to upload this file, and then you've got your game. Seems simple. I like simple. Pretty cool. Now, beyond that, though, there's, I think there's a lot that could be done with this. Simple, easy. There is another one. Let's see. It's called like virtualtabletop.io. Okay, so what I noticed after this is that this right here, so this the playingcards.io, I like it. I like a lot about it, but it's just maintained by some guy. So I noticed on Reddit, people wanted to do a open source version of this. And so somebody else rebuilt it, and it's on GitHub. All like the source code is on GitHub. So if you're somebody who knows how to do all that, and you wanted to modify this, you've got a starting place that you can modify it from. And so somebody rebuilt it in an open source version, and they call it virtualtabletop.io. And I noticed that it uses the same .pcio file. So if you've got a .pcio file, then you can also upload it over here. So this one does have a lot more board games, I noticed. So a lot of these board games that I don't know, actually. But we've got It says similar to. So categories here, some of the ones that I notice. I don't know what llama is, but Boggle. Hey, we used to play Boggle quite a bit. So alphabet soup. So like, let's say we want to play Boggle. So I'm going to play Boggle. So now I open up in this table right here. Click to sit. Okay, I'll sit right here. Start. Rolling the dice. Are you sure you want to roll the dice and start the timer? Yes, roll. Oh, all right. Time to get our numbers. Or get our letter or our words here. So here we'll be playing Boggle. Cool. Whoop. So let's go back to the game shelf. Players. Public library. I just want to go back to the main page. Azul. I think I played that. Stratego. I used to play a lot of Stratego. Here is Cards Against Humanity loaded in. Checkers, chess, of course. Carcassonne already loaded in. Rook. I don't know coup. I saw diplomacy and I was like, oh, diplomacy, but this says similar to coup, and I don't know coup. So it's not diplomacy, the classic game. War chess. See, lots of stuff has been built here beyond just cards. Oh, look, Hnefatafel. Spyfall. I've heard of that one. Guess Who right here. Liar's Dice. I haven't played with this one as much, but it's nice that it uses the same type of file. Here's Code Names. Undercover, similar to Code Names. We had a lot of fun playing Code Names. So we've got that active game, players, about. So this is Creative Commons. This is online gameplay. This is an open source, free to use platform. Anyone that knows the URL of a room that you are using may come into the room at any time and take any action, including playing or changing games in the room or deleting games. But you can save your game state. So if you're about to leave, well, let's save the state. That way we know exactly what the state is and can reload it. Know who you're playing with. The platform is unmoderated. No one controls what may happen. Anything you do or share is your own responsibility. Cheating is trivially easy, unpreventable, and undetectable. Just play for fun. If you're under the age of majority in the location, okay. Privacy policy, beta. So, and they've got a Discord server and all of that as well. Steel Mongoose is in the D6 side. If you're playing GURPS, that's it. Do I have Notepad? Do you have Notepad++? It does not look like it. Use something else for. Oh, Note++ text editor alternatives for Mac. Okay, so there's no Notepad++ for Mac. I think that's why I don't have it, because it seems like that I would have, but I think that's because it's not for Mac. I don't. Okay. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about this. I'm glad I found this. Let's see. One thing. Okay, let's show how we're going to integrate this. One last thing is how do we integrate this into the coffee room? Let me into Cultist Coffee. Let's see. Share screen. So this morning, I was working on this right here, working on our coffee shop again, which I think is now much greater as far as as far as moving around goes, we talked about that. I did add a help desk over here. So if when you come in, if you need to go to the help desk over here, press X to view the help document. So if you hit X, then you've got I was making some notes about things like pressing X to interact with objects such as board game boxes or whiteboards. Press G to enter ghost mode, which lets you move through other people. This is very handy if people are standing in your way. If you get lost, you can click your personal menu with your name in your lower left corner and click send me to lobby and get back to the original spawn point. Different color game boxes. Okay, so what I did is I was laying out different color game boxes to link to different virtual tabletops. White is for playingcards.io. Blue is for virtualtabletop.io. Black is for alchemy. And red is for Foundry, but I was not quite getting it working quite right yet, so it may be having a problem. So then let's get out of that. So let's go over here. So we know that press X. So if I go over here, now I'm in a private location. So we could all play over here. And this location is linked to playingcards.io. So then if I hit X, here I am. Playingcards.io does not have, built-in text or anything like that, but we have that with our cultist coffee shop right here. So that puts everybody up there so they can see each other. We got video capability, we got text capability or speech capability, audio capability, and then we can immediately bring up playingcards.io. And hey, let's just play a game of, let's say that we got two people here and we want to play a game of checkers. It's pretty easy. Let's just press start, send the other person this code right here. You can also hit spectate. I love that you can hit spectate on that. So if there are two people sitting over here playing checkers and somebody else is in the coffee shop and just wants to watch the game, just wants to come by, hang out, talk with people who are playing, you might annoy people if you're trying to talk to them if they're in a very serious game of checkers here. But if somebody just has a few minutes and they want to sit down, they can sit down and just actually watch, hey, give me the game you're playing. Give him the code, and that person could just watch those people who are playing. And then we got the ability to move, all of our checkers and things like that. So then everybody would be able to have all of the functionality embedded here. This is another reason why I was most excited about this. What happens if I go over here and click full screen? I don't know what that does as far as, so now I can bring up my game full screen. Hopefully, I haven't tried this out with somebody else yet, but hopefully that means that other people are sitting there at that table. The coffee shop will still allow us to communicate, even if I want to bring up my game full screen. So I'm at the coffee shop, but what I'm doing is I'm absorbed in my game. Hey, Diggs, coming in from Twitch. Good to see you. I don't know. Is this exciting? I think this is exciting. So then we can sit here, we can play our game, and then we can move around. So then over here, so this is virtualtabletop.io. So if I hit X, then I bring up virtualtabletop.io. So then if we're playing Boggle, hey, let's sit here and play Boggle. Let's play. We still have all of our video chat functionality. And then we just click and we sit here and we play Boggle. Cool. That's working very well. It's nice when things just work. So see, black. Oh, so if I got a 2-player alchemy over there. Maybe I need a better. Oh, here's an alchemy setup. So if I hit X right here, alchemy comes up, and I was noticing that isn't there like I was able to log in. I can log in right here. Oh, I am logged in. So I'm right here, and if I go to player demo, my recent games, I can just keep off the voice and video inside. Say join the game. And now here I've got alchemy. So now we can do some theater of the mind role-playing games. This is pretty cool. Foundry was not connecting for some reason. I might have to look at that, or I might just not work with Foundry. You might have to do something else. But I think we got something here. I think we're getting something. So that one's hooked up. So each table I was kind of assigning a different virtual tabletop to. Now over here, let me see what's going on in the comments. Sable says very cool. I'm glad someone likes this. Like I was like, this is cool. This is cool. So I got a few more things I want to do to this, but I'm about ready to have some other to invite people in to test it. I want to do a few other things to it, but then I want to send out an invite link to everybody. We'll do this through perhaps the Discord server. Maybe as soon as tonight. I'll put a link to the Discord server right here. So if you want to know, I'll put out when I do like a test or an invite or something like that. Tomocrat says, I do like the idea as well. So I'm going to date myself here, but it's like a smorgasbord in a can. So you can walk around. Now, see, we've got integrated games here, which is what we were trying to deal with. I'm supposed to be able to play Dominion there. Hang on. Well, like, for instance, what we were trying to do last time. Okay, so now here I can play Codenames. So Codenames is hard-coded here, but we got to make sure that we actually know what to do. So you can bring up and you can play code words right here. New game. Oh, here we go. That's the code to give to all the players. We need four players to go in. But some of these games are hard-coded in here. We were trying One Night Werewolf last time. That's a note that my Dominion. It's a guy trying to make sure the Dominion in the coffee shop needs expanded activation range. It's sitting on the table, but you can't activate it. It would be nice to be able. You can't manipulate objects in this. So it would be nice if you had like a board game shelf, and that way you could pick up the board game and then go over to a table and take it with you, and then any table or any space could be used for any game. But that doesn't work. So I'm assigning. There's no way to pick up an object. Maybe later there will be, but so right now it has to be the case that each table is assigned to a different game. So like here's the One Night Werewolf. And this game, this enforced some things, but I'm really curious to know if I can build out something like One Night Werewolf in tabletop.io. I want to do that. I want to test something by being able to create it first. So I want to know if you can, and that seems like a very simple game to create. So we just did a test on One Night Werewolf, but we didn't understand how it was hard coded. So there's an additional thing to get through here. You got to know how to play, and then the way this is running it. But it seems like if you just had the cards loaded into tabletop.io, then it could be completely freeform and might be better. And we know that tabletop.io comes up here. So that would be great. So, but then also I put over here, I was also experimenting that if you go over here, press X to read the One Night Werewolf rules. Oh, and I noticed that says One Night Werewolf rules document. I need to remove document. So details getting cleaned up right here. But if I hit X, then I can I put in the PDF of One Night Werewolf. So you're like, how do we play this? If there's a way to find those, I'm going to set the rules on the table too, so that you know how to play. Because of course, a lot of this, especially if it's like being used through tabletop.io, it's up to you to know the rules and enforce the rules and such. But that allows you to read the rules of One Night Werewolf. That's fun. We had a great time playing One Night Werewolf. I've only played it once. Well, one session. I think we played about 3 games of it. It was a lot of fun. So I am getting increasingly excited about this. So I put a whiteboard over here in the corner. So if you go up to the whiteboard, still got whiteboard functionality. The whiteboards are large, but I got a whiteboard over here. I I was really excited about the whiteboard, but it doesn't have integrated dice. But some people may just be, this may be all people need. We do have the integrated whiteboards if the game master needs to draw something or, you know, whatever, everybody can see it. Text for things like in Fate or whatever. The issue that I'm having, because what I first tried to do when I realized, oh, I've got to pre-lay out the objects, is I tried to put multiple objects on the table, but I can't scale them down. Like I can't put a whiteboard on the table because it's too big, and I can't put multiple game boxes on one table, because otherwise that's what I would do. I just put I had multiple game boxes on each table, but because you're moving around physically, you got to know what it doesn't have a great system for trying to figure out which different ones to activate. If you're standing close to several different things which can potentially be interacted with. See, I can interact here with virtual tabletop. Actually, its range may be a little bit high because I can interact with it sitting over here, which is outside of that zone. So I may need to reduce the activation range. What about over here? Okay, see, I can't interact with that right here because I'm not on that rug. That makes sense. Then I move over and onto the rug, and now I can play on playingcards.io. So I need to reduce activation range on bottom game boxes, because that way you can't. That way you got to be on that, because this will be a private zone right here for people who are on this. So this out here, it doesn't make sense for you to be able to activate something that's in a private zone from not being in the private zone. So we'll just have to see. So we got free form games as well as the games that are kind of built in. Dominion over here. And I like playing Dominion. Dominion's fun. $18.12. All right. Well, that is all I've got today. But I thought that was fun. I'm glad I discovered that. I went, oh, this is neat. I bet we can do something great with it. And then that it integrates so well with the coffee shop, I think it's just fantastic. So I was really happy about that. So I'm getting close. We're going to do, my plan is to do some kind of open house. It would be nice to be able to test a couple of things with people. But then, like, once I know that some things are working, that's basically working, and the details are taken care of, I was just working with, then we'll do some kind of open house. I'll put it out on Discord. Just say, hey, everybody who wants to come by, we can play. Maybe we can all play One Night Werewolf, and people play whatever games they want to, and just have fun. So, all right, that's what I'm working on that side. I'm going to go write. I'm going to do some writing right now. I'll fix those things, and then I'm going to go write and make sure I get that done today. So I hope everybody else is going to be creative, productive today. Come by the Raven Keep Discord server, but in the meantime, be creative, be productive, grind on. If I don't see you tonight or something, if I'm able to get that together, I will see you in the morning. Everybody, have a wonderful day. Later.